I am Narsimurthy, working as an assistant professor in the Government First Aid Women's College, Tumkur. I am going to discuss the topic, the decay of charge in the parallel LCR circuit. That is the discharging of capacitor through an inductor and the resistor. Now this is a circuit. We have an inductor L and the capacitor C are connected in parallel, and this is connected with a battery of EMF E. Now we have a special type of plug key here. When the plug key is closed, the charge from the battery will go to the capacitor, and capacitor gets charged to a maximum value of Q0. When this plug key is released, the charge across the capacitor will decrease, that means will discharge through an inductor and the resistor. So I am looking for the decay of charge through an inductor and the resistor. Now Q is the instantaneous charge and I is the instantaneous value of the current. Now we have this EMF equation of the circuit. If I write for the discharging of capacitor through LR, that is VL, which is voltage across the inductor, and VR, which is voltage across the resistor, and VC, which is voltage across the capacitor. I can sum up this and I can equate this to 0. It's because it's a decay of charge. While decay of the charge, there won't be any battery at all. Therefore, this will be equal to 0. Now, I know the voltage across the inductor as L into di by dt, which you know in the second PUC, and I know the voltage across the resistor as I into R, which is from the simple Ohm's law, and the voltage across the capacitor, I know it is Q by C. You learned it in the second PUC, and that is equal to 0. Now we know that the current I is the rate of flow of charge, and I can be defined as dq divided by dt, and I can also obtain di by dt by differentiating it one more times. If I differentiate this, di by dt will be d square q by dt square. Now I'll substitute both I and di by dt in the above equation. If I do that, so I'll get this kind of differential equation, L into d square q by dt square plus R into dq by dt plus q by c is equal to 0. Now to solve this differential equation, I'll divide the entire equation by L, and the equation becomes d square q by dt square plus R by L into dq by dt plus 1 by LC into q is equal to 0. Now to solve this equation, I'll take this R by L as 2b, and I'll take 1 by LC as k square. Now after taking this, now equation becomes d square q by dt square is equal plus 2b dq by dt plus k square q is equal to 0. Now as I told you, I have taken this R by L as 2b and k square as 1 by LC. I get a precise differential equation. Now the solution of this equation is known, and the solution of this equation is Q equals A into e to the power of alpha t. So after knowing the solution, I have a newly introduced term here, which is alpha, and of course the constant A. And my thing is now to find out the value of A as well as alpha. Now once I know the solution of this, I'll get dq by dt. I'll differentiate this with respect to time once. I'll get A alpha e to the power of alpha t, and I'll differentiate the same thing one more time. I'll get d square q by dt square. It will be A alpha square e to the power of alpha t, and I'll substitute dq by dt as well as d square q by dt square in this above equation. Now this will be A alpha square e to the power of alpha t plus 2b A alpha e to the power of alpha t plus k square A e to the power of alpha t. Now in the entire equation, the common term involved in all the three terms is A e to the power of alpha t. Now it is easy if I divide the entire equation by A e to the power of alpha t. If I do that, I'll end up with this kind of simple quadratic equation, which is alpha square plus 2b alpha plus k square is equal to 0. I am calling it as equation 1. Now The solution of this kind of quadratic equation can be easily get by the standard formula. It says that some x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now I'll apply the same formula for this quadratic equation. Minus b, here the b is 2b, so I'm written it as minus 2b plus or minus root of b square, in the sense it's 2b whole square, becomes 4b square, minus 4ac. 4a is 0 because coefficient of alpha square is 1, sorry, a is 1. Now 4k square divided by 2a, a is 1, so it is only 2. Now I'll take 2 as a common factor in the numerator. I'll divide this with the denominator 2. I'll get this alpha as minus b plus or minus root of b square minus k square. Now instead of getting one solution, I'm getting two solutions here. I'm getting two alphas, alpha 1 and alpha 2. Now my solution of this differential equation will not be as simple as that. I'm getting 2 alpha, so I have to write a e to the power of alpha 1t plus b e to the power of alpha 2t. Because I am getting 2 alpha, so I have to extend this and I have to write, I have to take some other constants, that is b. Now after writing this general solution of that differential equation, now I'll substitute the value of alpha 1 and alpha 2 because I know the value of alpha 1 and alpha 2. Now I'll substitute and this will be the equation 2. Now after this, I need to find out the value of a and b by applying the initial conditions pertaining to the problem. Now the initial condition is at t is equal to 0, q is q naught. Means at time t is equal to 0, this is the case of discharging of capacitor through an inductor and resistor. While discharging at time t is equal to 0, the charge on will be maximum. Charge on the capacitor will be maximum, and that I am calling it as q naught. It's a peak value of charge at time t is equal to 0, so q is equal to q naught. If I substitute that in the equation 2, this t equal to 0 in the first term will get a, in the second term will get b is equal to the peak value of the charge, that is q naught. I'll get equation 3. Now this one equation is not sufficient to get the value of a and b. I need one more equation. So take the equation of current. I'll get the equation of current by differentiating this equation 2 of charge once with respect to time. Now if I do that, so this coefficient of t will comes over here. This coefficient of t will comes over here. This is differentiation of equation 2 with respect to time to get the current. So after getting the current equation, now I'll apply one more initial condition for that. Now at time t is equal to 0, I'm looking for the current in this circuit. If I see the current, the charge, as I said, it is the peak value of the charge at time t is equal to 0. Charge is the peak value, means it's a constant value. Peak is a constant value. Now if I differentiate that constant value with time, it will be 0. So current will be 0 at time t is equal to 0. If I substitute that in the above equation, so current is 0, t is 0, t is 0, I'll get this. I'll take minus b as a common factor in these two terms. If I take minus b, it is a plus b over here, and I'll take common factor as root of b square minus k square. I'll get a minus b over here. So and then for a plus b, I'll substitute q naught. So I'll get an equation for a minus b as b q naught divided by root of b square minus k square, and that is equation 4. So I have two equations. One is equation 3, another one is equation 4, and these two equations are sufficient to solve and to get the value of a and b. Now very simple elimination technique. If I add these two equations, b get cancelled, I'll get a. If I subtract these two equations, a get cancelled, I'll get this value of b. So once I get the value of a and b, now next thing is to substitute in my equation, in my solution of that differential equation. Substituting the value of a and b. So this is the value of a and this is the value of B which I substituted in my solution. So this is the final equation for the charge in the circuit while discharging of capacitor through inductor and the resistor. It's a parallel LCR circuit, discharging of parallel LCR circuit. Now, I need to discuss the three cases here. First case is if this B square is greater than K square. If R square by 4L square is greater than 1 by LC. If that is the case, then the charge in the circuit will decrease steadily. Charge will decrease steadily. Now in the case 2, if B square is less than K square, that is B square in the sense it's R square by 4L square is less than 1 by LC. If that is the case, if I substitute this in the final equation, I'll end up with this solution Q equals e to the power of minus R by 2L into T. This looks like the exponential decay. So charge decreases exponentially but very quickly to 0. That is the second case. Now in the third case, if this B square is less than K square, that is R square by 4L square is equal to 1 by LC. If that is the case, and if I substitute that in my final equation, I'll get this Q as A cos omega t. This cos term shows that the discharge is oscillatory. Now I can say that the discharge here is an oscillatory. The three cases, one the charge decreases steadily, in the case 2 the charge decreases exponentially but quickly, and the third is the charge decreases in an oscillatory manner. That I'll show with this diagram. This one is the case 1 where the charge decreases steadily, and the case 2 the charge decreases exponentially with time, and the case 3 will be the oscillatory. See, it's a damped oscillatory. It is oscillatory as well as decreasing with amplitude. So I can say that it's a damped oscillatory. We can have only these three cases in the discharging of the capacitor through an inductor and the resistor. Thank you very much.